Oh yeah, it's the after show, the Stadium After Show, uh, the show after the Wednesday Wrestling Wednesday show that we just had. Great show with Trevor, MD20, Black Sun. We had a guest over, Zay. Awesome show. And this is the Stadium After Show where we continue the conversation. So just want to just go over a few things. Next week's show for Wrestling Wednesdays, we'll be covering the Royal Rumble. That'll be a show where we'll just break down the 35-year history of the Royal Rumble, some of our favorite moments and matches, different things that have occurred on that event throughout the years. It's hard to believe that it's been 35 years that we've had the Royal Rumble since 1988. And this year, the Royal Rumble will be taking place in about a week and a half. So it'll be a great time to do a retrospective show covering that event. Um, Tonight's show was very interesting. We had a Zayon, special guest, and he went down the different stories that were going on with the UFC, which was great to get that perspective. He touched bases on a lot of different things. We talked about the pay and the conditions that the MMA fighters face, which is very similar to the discrepancies in the wrestling business. These guys get paid millions of dollars, but still there's injustices with their pay as well. As I talked about as well, the NFL. I'm just not a fan of stiffing the talent. I think you can make money and still pay your talent, and that'll be good not just for the talent but also for the audience because uh, nobody wants to get screwed over, and that can end a career quickly. People not wanting to perform, or people not performing at a high rate because we have these silly disputes over money. Um, so it was a great show. We got a lot of different topics and perspectives. We got a lot of views on things that have happened throughout the year 2022. We talked about, of course, Vince McMahon. That's an ongoing issue right now, and it will be for some time. Vince McMahon dominates headlines in wrestling every year. But right now, in particular, it's very serious, very deep. We talked about Triple H's heart condition and his subsequent role with being head of creative in the WWE, and what our views are on the job he's doing so far. It's kind of unfair that Triple H has to deal with the Vince McMahon factor as a shadow as he's trying to make his way and create his own legacy. Uh, but of course, Vince McMahon is in the way again. We talked about Stone Cold Steve Austin. Stone Cold Steve Austin returning to the ring after 19 years gone. His last match, WrestleMania 19, where he faced The Rock. And with all his injuries and issues that his body took over the years, for him to come back, for him to just be in that ring, I thought was unbelievable. And we all generally agreed that the match was good. So he didn't pull a Ric Flair laying on the apron for 20 minutes in the match. He actually had a respectable in-ring return, so that was awesome. WrestleMania in general, that match happened in WrestleMania, and WrestleMania in general being a big event, happened over 2 nights. Overall, a good success, even though the ultimate main event did not live up to the hype. Still, WrestleMania was successful. We talked about AEW and the CM Punk factor, the the whole saga of the Scrum interview, having the owner of the company just sit there and bite his lip as his talent, the guy that he pays from a week to week basis, just trash him, the company, and the people that make up his company. Pretty much, pretty much slandered the entire roster while putting himself and his interests over. One of the ultimate selfish displays, in my opinion, of any wrestler or any moment in history. CM Punk is, I'm just going to say, he's just straight trash. Uh, don't really get him. I mean, I want to like CM Punk. I appreciate and I like the whole straight edge society movement that he has. I believe in that as well, but that's where it ends. As far as his personality, his character, his whole vibe, I think he needs to just go somewhere else. I think ultimately he's always going to be unhappy. He'll be unhappy in WWE. He'll be unhappy in AEW because he is just a miserable person. And I don't think anybody really wants to be around things like that. So I don't think CM Punk pretty much buried himself. Um, Wrestling, there's a lot of egos involved. These wrestlers, they talk like narcissists all day long, and that helps to sell tickets, I guess. But that scrum interview was real. He was really talking. He was really mouthing off about how he really felt about the company, the situation, the people. And it's not a good look for him. I mean, a lot of people are going to blame Tony Khan, including Trevor. But CM Punk doesn't go out of this unscathed. Even if he does go back to WWE, it's just going to be a ticking time bomb until he does something stupid, and he will do something stupid because he's CM Punk. We also have the Ric Flair match, the last match, or what I call the last cash grab to pay Ric Flair's mortgage, because that's all it was. It was there's a 70, I think he's like 77 years old or something, or 75, and with a pacemaker in his chest, and he's gonna go into a match. But not only that, he's gonna go into a match where he's getting blood spilled. He's taking heavy, hard bumps. I think that match should have really just been about a celebration of his career and just having him in little small spots here and there and just having fun with the match. It didn't require a promo that involved Ric Flair getting beat up in a parking lot by Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett and then blood all over his clothes. That's horrible. And I mean, very small minded deal, in my opinion. Conrad has some responsibility for that. He's the one that promoted the event. But I think they made a bad choice in that last match. Something that should have been more like an all-star game turned into a disaster, really. Um, so that's all I want to say about that last match. It was last trash. Kind of messed up his legacy because he had that last match with Shawn Michaels in WrestleMania, and that was a great epic match. Told a great story, and the match itself was good. And yes, he did go into TNA and wrestle, but nobody really counted that. That was just a little thing on the side. It still was okay. But the last match put it over the top as straight trash. The next topic on the docket we covered. We talked about the bloodline. The bloodline, probably the best thing going in wrestling today. Your modern day Four Horsemen, NWO. It's the hot thing, and I think for good reason. It's generally good. I will say that. Roman Reigns, from where he came from with his situation with the fans, to pretty much just turned around. Everybody wants to acknowledge him, and I think they do a great job. I think the Usos, I think Sami Zayn, those guys deserve all the success that they got right now, and it's compelling TV, and it's great to see. So much props to the bloodline. Where this goes, we don't know, but that's a part of the fun. Um, what do we all? We also talked about what else did we talk about? Undertaker's Hall of Fame enshrinement, which also, by the way, was the Hall of Fame nominees of the Steiner brothers, Charmel, Booker T's wife, and Big Van Vader. That was that's probably the best Hall of Fame class ever. We're talking about the Steiner brothers. We're talking about Big Van Vader, and we're talking about Undertaker in particular. And they also gave out an award for that gentleman that died. His name escaped me. That's so bad. But anyway, he died in 2020, trying to save his son, and he was whisked away in the water and drowned to death. He was a part of Crime Time. Um, I can't believe his name escapes me at the moment, but his birthday just passed a few days ago, actually. And so that was nice of them giving out that award. I believe his widow accepted on his behalf. That was a sad thing, but true hero. Much props to him. Rest in peace. Yeah, but that Hall of Fame class right there. When you look at everybody, all these different classes, that particular class is something epic. Uh, Vader, the Steiner brothers, and the Undertaker primarily. And Charmel is not a small deal either. She was great too. So that was a great Hall of Fame class. And the Undertaker, what else could be said? He did his thing, man. I mean, we talk about Ric Flair and we talk about all these other great legends, but he made a stamp for himself. Um, Undertaker is awesome, man. Yeah, so it was a great show tonight. I can't thank the everyone on the arena that participated, and we got a lot of great dialogue and conversation out tonight. It was very good stuff. The year of 2022 was a volatile, crazy, and what you think wouldn't happen just keep on happening all year long. And a lot of that is spilling into this year. And 2023 looks like if we don't even know. Okay, there's some stuff at this time, December, at the end of the year of this year, we might be saying, "Oh my God, I can't believe that happened," because 2022 was just a whole year of that happened. It was just really crazy year, but a lot of memorable and notable things happened in the year. So, let me see if anyone is in the chat. Shout out to Twin Pyramid. Shout out to Gynoscopy Takeover. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Um, yeah, the Arena family, it's been great being a part of it. I represent the Straight Talk Society with Trevor, but we are definitely a member and a part of the Arena family. And we appreciate you guys listening. Don't have any guests at the moment, so I think we're going to wrap the show up. But I just wanted to just set the stage for next week's show, which will be another banger. The Royal Rumble show, the Royal Rumble retrospective. We'll go down the history of the Rumble, talk about different aspects of the event, some of the bigger moments, some of the low moments as well, because it wouldn't be real unless we talked about the low stuff too. So appreciate you guys for sticking out with us in Wrestling Wednesday. Once again, another great week, and we look forward to next week. Let us know what you think in the chat, and we appreciate your viewership and you listening to us tonight. And we'll see you again next week. Until then, peace.
The Arena of Six.